Good morning. Happy Fitness Friday. Am I going to scare your patients out here? Should I shut this door? Okay. I'm loud, you guys. They all know me though, Leslie. They know I'm loud. Happy Fitness Friday. It is Fitness Fridays with Michael and Tina. Michael is not here again. He's absent again, but Leslie says he's here with us in energy. God help us all. You did see Mia and I this morning at 7 a.m., which is when we normally do Fitness Fridays. We are changing the time now because I am on the road at 7 a.m. Taking Mia to school. So we are now changing times. Now, we were going to come on at 9, but my special guest has been fighting crime and doing emergency healing sessions on people. So we've been anxiously, I know everybody's been anxiously waiting to meet her because I've been telling you all about her. Now, you all know that I recently just moved to the great state of Texas. And it's amazing.
It's great.
I freaking love it. It is a great state. But I've never lived anywhere else. I've only lived in Chicago and Indiana. And, I had all my people. I had all my people there. So I knew that I would find a grocery store and a Target and gas stations and gyms. But I was so consumed with the thought of who's going to personally train me, because I had my own personal trainer. Who is going to do my hair and my lashes? I need a hair and lash person. And who is going to do my hydrocolon therapy for me? Now, a lot of you know I've been in health and wellness for 25 years. And I believe in all things health and wellness, and being as preventative as possible is beyond just food and exercise. You guys know that I believe in massage therapy and colon therapy and cryotherapy. I mean, there's all kinds of other therapies that we could be doing to be preventative and live a healthy lifestyle. So it like I said, it goes well beyond exercise and nutrition. Now, I am not the expert in everything, nor is Michael. So it is our passion and our desire to always educate you all on all that is available to us. And so we bring in the experts to you so that we can educate you and you all can learn about all these great things. So hydrocolon therapy is something that I started doing maybe 3 years ago. And it was because I was for all intents purposes, it was something I didn't even know I needed. I was doing all my exercise. I was eating well, very clean, all my supplements. I thought I was crossing all my T's and dotting all my I's, but I had immense stress, terrible stress, stress from the exercise, right? And everything I was putting on my body that way. And then stress from, I was running my own fitness facility for the last 10 years. So a lot of stress to perform and to be there, to do all the numbers and to run the business and all the back end things that nobody really thinks about, in addition to teaching and training and coaching and doing my own routine and so on and so forth. So I was with my coach and I told her I was having a lot of digestive issues. Now, with everything I was doing, Leslie, I was like, how could I possibly be bloated or not being able to go to the bathroom regularly or, all the things. And she's like, you're high stress, and even with high stress, even though you're doing a lot of things to eliminate stress, she goes, there's other therapies and methodologies of things, practices you could be doing. So massage therapy, colon therapy. I said, well, wow, what about, I don't even know what colon therapy, I've heard of it, but I don't really know how I can benefit from it. So long story short, I did some research. I found out, wow, not only does it help in digestion, it helps in fertility. It helps regulate your bowel movements. It helps to increase your energy. It helps to better absorption of your nutrients and your vitamins, right? All these things. So absolutely. I was like, oh my gosh. So I always seek wise counsel. She's one of my wise counsels. We together found somebody out in Illinois, Kathleen Phillips. I will give you all that information later because I also have a great resource in Indiana, Annette Martin. I went to both of them. When I couldn't get to Illinois, I would go in Indiana. So I had 2 great therapists on hand when I was there. And my life changed dramatically 3 years ago when I started going, and I started going on a regular basis. So it's something that, like I said, has changed my health and wellness. I have not been sick in any capacity for the last 3 years. I've also added CBD to my regimen, which has also increased efficacy of my immune system and all kinds of other things. But with all the stress I've still had the last 3 years, nothing's really changed there. And I've certainly been under immense stress the last 60 days moving my whole life. But to have found Leslie, who I'm going to introduce to you all, and now she's introducing me to even more therapies that I didn't know existed, which I'm going to let her tell you about. So with no further ado, Leslie Tatum, who is the owner and operator of Living Health Holistic Wellness here in New Braunfels, Texas. And Leslie, tell us, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here with us. Tell me, how did you get started in what you're doing? Tell everybody what you do.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Well, that was
She's
about,
young,
that's about 27 years ago.
Okay.
I started, I wasn't a bodybuilder in my 20s and 30s, so I totally get it. And so I got into physical therapy. So I went to school for that at a later age, so just know that.
How old were you when you went into physical therapy?
Oh, I was 32.
Okay.
So,
all right. So see, for anybody that's, I was just going to say.
Too late.
Right.
And so I went to school for that. And actually I went to school with my daughter. We both went to college together. So she goes, Mom, just don't go in my same class. Just
don't take the same classes as me.
So I did that, and so I got into, to pay for all that, it was massage. So I really got into muscle and body work.
Yeah.
So from that, I just...
So you were already a licensed massage therapist.
Yes.
Well, and then went to school for therapy. Okay.
Yeah, and then I went to get me going.
Yeah, for sure.
So then, one thing led to another. Just I didn't resonate with PT work. People weren't taking responsibility of their own health. They came to me because they had a prescription, fixed me right away. Yeah. But they didn't want to change their diet. They didn't want to change their lifestyle. So I just couldn't resonate with being around people like that.
Which was the mindset that we're all in from the medical world, right? That we're a part of. Right. We all go to the doctor says you need meds. He doesn't talk to us about our exercise and diets and lifestyles, and we just say, okay, we'll take the meds and we'll go.
Yes.
Right? We just accept that.
Just, it's a Band-Aid on a gushing wound. It's not the healer.
Yeah.
So one thing led to another. So I've got about 30 certifications. I started going and I became a colon therapist. First studied at the Gerson Institute in California. And that taught me about coffee enemas.
Okay,
so...
And what is the benefit of a coffee enema? Everyone should know this.
So the benefit is Dr. Gerson discovered the enzyme that the coffee creates in the liver.
Right.
So every 3 minutes, the colon fills with blood, and then it leaches out into your system, and right outside the descending colon is a HEPA vein. And that coffee just gets sucked into the liver, and when coffee and liver meet, it creates an enzyme that detoxes the liver, leaches out, detoxes the blood, and then you expel it. It's crazy how it works. I always just say, it's a tool in your toolbox.
Yes.
It's pennies a day. Now there's special coffee. It's the green coffee.
Yeah.
Or the golden
or organic,
milk,
right?
Or organic. Of course, you want to use distilled water. You don't want to drink it.
Right.
But you want to have a dead water going into the colon.
And Leslie's saying this because you can actually do this at home. When she's telling you coffee enema is something that you can do yourself at home. But now, of course, the next question is, what's the difference if I drink coffee, right? I ask this question because I'm like, so should I be drinking more coffee? Is that better for me? And so,
no. So
let us explain the
Is
difference.
that, we're all going to have our little vices, know? Coffee's one of mine. I drink 3 times as much water as I do the coffee.
Yes. Yep.
So, but coffee, drinking it and digesting it displaces your minerals. Okay. So you're mineral hungry, dehydrates.
It dehydrates.
So that's why it dehydrates you. So when you do it rectally, if you do anything rectally, like a strong probiotic or something that you're using a tonic for parasites or whatever, if you do it via rectally, you don't digest it. So your body's a lot more forgiving.
Right.
with
It's
it,
not
and it
going
gets-
through the digestive system.
Right. It
and
gets
being
right
processed.
into the bloodstream, and that's the magic of it.
Okay.
And that's why it's so. And believe it or not, I read an article that the Mayan Indians
Yeah.
did their rituals by bone rectally and put in there. I mean, so it's been it's been around like forever.
Yeah.
So we're just aren't used to it here.
Yeah, right. It's right. There's people, but it's education. That's why
Yes,
we're making this video for all of you, so that you can look back on it. You can keep doing your own due diligence and research. Don't just take my word. I'm bringing out an expert to you that can give you all the education on it.
Yeah, and it's on YouTube. Like there's just I mean, you can YouTube it. I use the Gerson bucket. It's $10. I like to clean mine out with hydrogen peroxide.
Okay.
A little bit of silver, a little bit of alcohol on the tip. You can use coconut oil for the lube. There's all these little tricks to it.
And who's a candidate for colon therapy or for a coffee enema? Or
I really think everyone is, because we're so toxic. And that is an easier way if you can do it without stress. If you're doing it with kids in the other room that are yelling,
right,
it's not going to work. So you really need to do it when it's your time.
Alone and relaxation has to be the atmosphere.
If it's at night, then what I do is with my coffee enemas, I always mix chamomile tea, organic chamomile flowers, and it takes down the inflammation of the colon and in your system. So if you're doing it at night, add more chamomile tea than coffee.
Okay. Great.
And so that's a way that you can do it.
But everyone is a candidate. Did you hear that? Because of stress and toxins that we're breathing in. Toxins of the things that we're putting on our body, that we're absorbing, and the food. I'm sorry, even me, who eats as cleanly as I possibly can, I try to make as much of my own food. I still eat out, even if I'm ordering clean. When I'm ordering out, I mean, there's still, I don't know where the fish came from. I don't know where the chicken came from, right? We don't know where everything came from. Even, unfortunately, in our own grocery stores, whether it's organic, it's not organic. I mean, how many times have we heard cantaloupe was called back? Romaine lettuce was called back. So you're like, I'm trying to do all this stuff and I'm still worried about the toxins or the pesticides or whatever. So the point is, y'all, that stress creates incredible toxins in your body. So if you are living and breathing and you're living life, you're probably stressed in some capacity. Right. So a hydrocolon therapy is wonderful for you, or a colonic, or a homemade enema can happen. Now, let's talk about low dose immune therapy, LDI therapy, which is something that Leslie's now teaching me about. It's something, again, I'd heard of, but didn't have a real education on until I met you. And now I'd like for you to explain to everybody else if LDI, low dose immune therapy, and what does that do?
And there's LDA goes kind of with it.
Okay, yes.
LDA is low dose antigen, but it's really allergies. So allergies is to the environment, the grasses, the trees, the foods, things like that. And so that's another piece of it. LDI, low dose immunotherapy, is the immune system in the body. What's already there? What are the viruses? What are the bacterias, the parasites? Is Lyme, Bartonella, all of those things that your immune system is always managing 24/7. And it definitely and it increases. So that's why all the autoimmune is happening.
Yes, listen to this, autoimmune.
Yes. So what we do is, one, we want to boost our immune system.
Yes.
Always. Okay. And then the other is the LDI. Let's say you have Epstein-Barr, Strep, Bartonella. There's antigens that you do a little dose under the tongue, and it starts training your cells to stop responding. It's So it's turning that response system way down, so your immune system can get stronger. All right. And then your response is, you're not feeling any of the symptoms.
Yeah.
Will it go away? No, it will never ever go away that I know of today.
Okay.
All we want to do is turn down that response.
Yeah.
So you guys, all the viruses and everything, you guys can coexist together. And that's what we used to do before our immune system got so challenged with
Yes.
antibiotics. So everything's mutating like it should, like it always has. Our
Okay.
immune system has always gotten stronger.
Yep.
With the mutation of viruses and bacteria, right? That
Sure.
makes sense.
Yes.
In the last couple hundred years, with our environment and with, believe it or not, in the 1800s, they used to dose you with mercury. With
Really?
elixirs, with tinctures. And so, it's been a while.
For what reason?
That was a medical reason. They thought that was going to heal you.
Really?
But everybody was then so scared of doctors back then because
Sure.
they were all getting so sick. They stopped dosing you with mercury
Yeah.
that way.
Okay.
But now it's in
Okay.
our environment
Yep.
or, vaccines, whatever. So we live here. We live on the planet. We're not going anywhere.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So,
So
what
we're
we
exposed.
wanna do, we're
exposed.
exposed. So LDI is a piece of strengthening your immune system.
Okay.
So and I've had great results.
Yes.
With neuro, with Bell's palsy,
Lyme.
migraines, Lyme, Bartonella, just to name, pandas.
So allergies, migraines.
Oh yeah.
So let's think about other things. Let's dig a little deeper, right? So people that have migraines, that could be brought on from these other things, right? So from allergies, you could be getting the migraine.
Oh, absolutely. There goes a lot of it's driven by hormonally.
Yes,
But what is
which are-
driving the disorder of hormones? I always go
Hormones, ladies, listen, and men, ladies and gentlemen, seriously,
Yeah, it's like-
hormones. It's a great
our,
topic.
Our hormones are being displaced before we're born. All right? Our endocrine system is getting hit because of the heavy toxicity that's in the body and the metals.
Right.
So, and there's a system, so you need to prepare yourself before you decide to have children for sure. But that goes, but there's viruses and there's toxicity that drives the disorder of all of it.
Yeah.
So that's really what we're looking to do. So it's LDI is a piece, as I said, LDA is two. You can dose them together. I have developed a different way of dosing LDI. So I kind of got a little, it's a lot of dosing, okay, because you have so many things going on in the body.
Dosing meaning the minerals that we're going to put into the body, right?
The LDIs, the Epstein bars and the streps and the Bartonella and all of these kinds of things. So I just got it just got overwhelming, the dosing. So what I took a couple other courses, and what I just started doing, and it's working so well, is I ultrasound the organs of the body, okay? And I ultrasound the kidney and the spine. Viruses and bacteria love to hang out there.
Okay.
And then what we do is I give you a collection kit, and then you collect your urine until the next morning. You collect after your bowel movement. In other words, vaginal. I want all of your fluids.
Okay.
I want your
Saliva.
Saliva,
nose, ears.
Your staph and mold hangs out in the nostrils. So then you bring that kit to me. I do a small little blood draw. I spin it for protein-rich plasma, which stabilizes, the protein stabilizes. And then I filter and I make your personal antigen out of your own body.
Great.
Okay.
So advanced.
So then I'm dosing you with all of it at the same time. And it's just a lot more efficient and effective. And then a dose is a little, it's called ICUs is the measurement, but it's like 4 drops underneath the tongue. You have Dendritic cells underneath the tongue, and it just, bam, it goes into the hypothalamus, gets into your bloodstream.
It's such great bioavailability under the tongue, to the body.
Fabulous. And that's how you'll be dosing yourself. And you change that second. So your cells start responding.
Because it's exactly what your body told you that we needed. So she knows exactly, she got that message directly from your body, from the test that she took, from the collection kit she's got. Yes. So she knows exactly what to give you.
Yeah, and so it's all filtered, and I dose it out as far as they're called antigens. There's different levels of strengths, and then we give you a dropper, and then you drop. And so you're dosing yourself every day and retraining and retraining.
Yeah.
And then everything just starts settling down. And that's just another way, all practitioners have their little twist on how they do things, and this is mine twist to it.
I love
and
this.
Hopefully soon I'll be out teaching it. But with that, you always want to support the gut system, the
That's
microbiome.
right. It's the gut. The gut is your center. So I'm always telling everybody this. It's just like in exercise. It's your core, your front, and your back. It's your gut is your center. Mm-hmm. So if this is off, everything else is off.
Right.
So again, who's it now? Nick is asking about anxiety and depression. Any advice for that?
Sure.
With these therapies specifically, Les.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So one is, and what is that driven by? Toxicity, right? So, because, life, we've had, the caveman had a
If
ton
you're
of stress,
Italian, you're really stressed, Nick. The Italians were stressed.
That's right. So I would.
It's extra.
Part of supporting the detoxing, supporting your immune system. I like danshan. It's an herb. You need more dopamine. Okay, dopamine is your
Not dope, Nick. Dopamine.
Yeah.
Don't be confused with what Leslie's saying.
Stimulates that dopamine, and then it down regulates to serotonin and melatonin.
Yeah.
But we need to be able to methylate. Methylate is how do we break things down in the body? How do we absorb them? And as we evolve as a race, we're not methylating hardly anybody does anymore. It's called the NTHFR factor. Mm-hmm. And so how do we do that? So we have some methyl boosters, methylfolate, depends on the things that you need. So you can create more dopamine in the body.
And those are your feel-good hormones, Nick. So as we talked about earlier, it's about hormones, and it's not just for hormone replacement for ladies, which I really feel like it's all hormone replacement things are geared so much more towards women. Yeah. Women, poor women, we get this bad rap like we must be moody or bitchy or whatever because of our hormones changing. But guys are going through hormone imbalances as well, and you're having your ups and downs too, and you're going through your own changes, correct? Like men go through andropause, women go through menopause, and men go through what is called andropause, right? I mean, it's a real thing for men too. Oh, Dino's asking, what do you think about a vegan diet?
One that is going to support that a lot is if you read the the study. Anyways, vegan diets are great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I agree.
Carrots have great protein. So do
legumes. Are you going to go legumes, Dino, or are you going to go straight vegan? Straight vegan doesn't include legumes, though, does it?
I think it does. As far as beans.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Vegan. Okay.
But just make sure that all those, sometimes when you get more of a vegan diet, sometimes people get, a carb-aholic, they eat a lot of grains with that. And so you want to make sure that all of your grains are clean. Okay, so the rule of thumb, all right, you have to have non-GMO, organic. Okay, that's the rule of thumb.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then it's going to be laced with glyphosate, Roundup. All right.
Ugh.
So Roundup.
We just had this conversation the other day. Terrible.
Roundup to play. Thyroid. Cancers, Alzheimer's, all of that. So you really make sure that those grains are nice and clean.
Okay, clean grains, Dino. So, because he is doing whole grains, he's saying. So just as long as those are clean,
right?
Make sure they're clean. And how would he know that? Just should he make sure he's doing all his gluten-free?
Yeah, gluten-free, and it'll say non-GMO.
It'll say non-GMO.
There's beautiful non-GMO steel-cut oats.
Steel-cut oats. I know. I got those
wonderful. Too. Great protein in that, by the way.
Yep.
So that's just what you have to watch for with that. Well, really with anything, right?
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, D. Hope that, yes, he agrees. Good question, Dino. Thank you for asking. Now, so who is a candidate for, we already said for hydrocolon therapy, everyone is a candidate. For Now, what about for immune therapy?
Oh, I think everyone is really, just because you can the mom can pass down Epstein-Barr.
Absolutely.
It can be generational. But I've never had strep, or I've never had.
Right, I feel good. I feel
right.
good. I've never had these issues.
And
but don't we want to be preventative as well?
Yes.
That's what this is about too. We want to be preventative.
Mm-hmm.
So
everyone's dealing with virals and bacteria.
Yep.
That's definitely, but then also it's H. pylori, and it's your gut bacteria, your bloating, your gas, all of that could be stemmed from really toxic bacteria. So so that would be everyone's really,
and a probiotic for everybody is suggested, correct? Everyone should be doing a probiotic.
I really like spores. All right.
Okay, listen to this. More education.
It's called Megaspore, and just got finished going to their conference. And so in Megaspore, you can take if you're taking an antibiotic. So that's kind of cool. But so if you can visualize, because I'm a visual person, that when you take a probiotic, you're replacing your good bacteria. So you want to protect your colon lining, so the mucosa and all of that. And so, but the spores, what they do is they get in deeper, and they get in your small intestines, and they help heal that leaky gut as well. So you get a lot more bang for your buck, if you will. It's nice to do a pre-probiotic in front of the Megaspore. And even it's called HU58. It's a different spore. It's just it's fabulous, and you'll be on it for about 2 or 3 months, and then you can back down a little bit.
Right. Perfect.
So the spores are really coming up on the forefront, and I think it's just a better deal.
And I would like to do a live when I do my immune therapy. We'll actually come to everybody live. Can we do that?
Oh, sure.
When I do mine, because of course I feel fabulous every day, right? For all intents and purposes, I do. But I came to Leslie and we started talking. She does something, muscle testing. I don't know if you're not familiar with that. She was able to lay me down on a table, do some muscle. She was able to test all the supplements and vitamins I was already currently taking. And she was able to say, you don't need this one, or you do need this one. And here's where the immune therapy is going to benefit you to get me to even a higher, more optimal level of health. Because,
Well, really, because, and that was another thing. You're taking so many pills, right?
Yeah.
Because you're really supporting your structure because of all what's going on in the body. That's why we do the things we do, right? So that's really why I got into LDI. It's just like, I am so sick of all these pills.
Yeah.
And so then, doing the LDI, then you don't need so much support because your body is responding. It doesn't need as much.
It's absorbing more too, right, Leslie?
Right.
You're absorbing more.
So your body's not working so hard. So how does the muscle testing work?
Yeah, how does muscle testing work? Good.
It's like I do ART, autonomic response testing. I study with Dr. Klinghardt. And he's a German physician, and he's brilliant in physics. So it's physics, and it's quantum physics. So everything has a frequency, right?
Yes.
We have an electrical magnetic field around the body. You have a frequency and a system that goes in around your meridian, your chakras, all of that.
Yep.
So that's what we work with. So I have these little guys, they're called signal enhancers, that expand your frequency. So when I get into your field, we call it, and I start testing the body, and I push on an arm, and it's like your body's talking to me. Yes, no, this hurts, this is, you're going to be having liver issues pretty soon. So again, it's all for the greater good.
Yes.
Attention has to be there. And so what I do is everything that you put into your field, even like the strep or the Epstein-Barr or an probiotic or whatever, I put into your field, and your body feels that frequency. That's how muscle testing works.
So cool.
All of it has a frequency. So when we combine all what you're taking together, it changes the frequency, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we test for. And that's what muscle testing is really all about. Now, there's different levels of muscle testing, right?
Okay.
You can't just, push on an arm, that's fine. You go on, there's a K27 is a Chinese pressure point.
Okay.
And that is a priority point. So you might like some things, but is it a priority?
Yeah.
Like, is my body really going to change?
Benefit.
This?
Is it really going to benefit me? Yes.
So if it's not a priority, I kick it out.
Yep.
Because if it isn't a priority, or anything you're taking that isn't really working,
or going to benefit you.
Yeah. Your liver has to filter it. Your liver filters everything, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that that sucker's going to work.
Yeah, right.
So,
right.
And then I go over your vagus nerve, which are you sensitive to it?
Mm-hmm.
And you might like it, it might create a change, but will it affect your nervous system and your immune system, right?
So good.
So that's kind of I call it a 3D kind of muscle testing, if you will, and Klinghardt teaches that really, really well. So, so that's how the muscle testing works.
Okay.
Kinda,
yes.
In a simple form.
It was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. So we covered quite a bit. Is there anything else that you want to talk to that you think we should know as a health and wellness community or society that we should be doing to be preventative? Any other therapies? Massage therapy, of course, has tremendous benefits.
Oh, yeah.
We already know that.
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture.
Because again, I mean, it's old medicine. I love old medicine, you're right.
Yeah.
And and look into borax, guys. Borax is boron. If you Google borax, it's the laundry detergent.
Yeah.
Right? But if you Google borax for healing, okay.
It's like what grandma used to do.
That's right. It's beautiful for arthritis, for fungal, for mold. Start with 1/8 of a teaspoon. It's pennies a day. You can get food grade. You don't have to get the detergent. Yeah. But the detergent is, it works. Just do 1/8 of a teaspoon, and then you work your way up to about a half. And you can do that by your coffee enema as well.
Wow.
So those are some things that you can
little
do.
tricks. We
We
want to be preventative, everybody. We want to stay away from the doctors. Not that we don't love our doctors. There's a time and place.
Yeah,
for sure,
absolutely.
for doctors. But we are trying to live life because we're living it. It's crazy. We're in 50 million directions. There's toxicity all around us. So we're even creating. We're creating our own toxicity with stress, with anxiety, with depression, with just the rat race that we're going to work. We're trying to get our exercise in. We're running with the kids. We're taking care of our parents. All the things, right, that or our loved ones. But so if we've got to take care of ourselves too in the midst of all this, so to be as preventative as possible, to me, this is where I'd rather spend my money. Right. I would rather invest my money constantly and continually on my health. Mm-hmm. I don't care about purses and bags and shoes and all the things. I mean, I like them, but I'll compromise and sacrifice to make sure that I am taking care of. Because to me, you can't put a price tag on that. And I would rather not have to go to the doctor if I don't need to. I'm trying to stay away from him.
I know.
So we know, but so finding someone like Leslie has been such a blessing for me. I'm going to give you all her information because if you are here local in Texas, she is very accessible to you. If not, do you do any consultations over the phone, Leslie? Do you do anything like that?
Okay. We have, it's called remote testing, and we're putting together a system soon that you'll be able to see, go get a really deep massage.
Yeah.
I mean, deep or Rolfing, and then send me your fluids, and then I can make your antigens.
Oh,
we're turning them into pellets. So we're doing a little bit more advancement with it right around the corner. And
good to know.
So that's coming around the corner. LDI, I mean, if you want to go into the old-fashioned route, as I call it, you can look for an LDI practitioner in your area. Vincent's available, but it does remote as well.
Okay. I'll get all this information to everybody too. Yes.
Any guesses? So I mean, so it just depends on what you really resonate with on that. And
okay.
So yeah.
All right.
We'll be available.
Such great stuff, Leslie. Thank you so much
for being here with me today. It's always fun.
I am wishing all of you, I hope this was so helpful for all of you. And surely if I know you benefited from it for absolutely, but tag somebody, make sure that they go to YouTube later and watch the video to get all the information. And then I'm, of course, going to always send you an email. If you subscribe to the email at sensationallife.com, I'm going to do a recap of this very segment and with all the great information that Leslie gave us, and then some resources and references for you all as well. So happy, healthy Friday. Have an amazing weekend. I'm going to be coming to you live from Dripping Springs this weekend, going to a conference for Austin Angels Foster Care Organization. So we'll have some little tidbits from the actual conference for you guys. Also some really good stuff happening there. But I love you. I love you. I want everybody to stay healthy, go work out, eat really good food, and know that I love you. Bye.